students were allegedly ordered to strip to their underwear at Surrey High School. Lawmakers in our state are looking at a bill proposing now changes to the definition of a strip search.
This is a topic Action 2 News has followed for months. We first told you last year about the former Surrey High School superintendent allegedly forcing 6 girls into a room and ordering them to strip to their underwear. Kelly Casper told investigators she tried searching for vaping devices. Casper later resigned and a judge dismissed charges against her.
Emily Roberts has a First Alert update after reading through the proposed legislation today.
The Assembly Committee on Education is looking at a bill aiming to expand the definition of a strip search. And Republicans are using Surrey High School as an example.
Having 6 teenage girls being required by someone of authority within a school to stand for visual inspection in their bra and underwear was of incredible concern.
Current law defines strip searching as a search that fully exposes a person's private areas. The new proposal extends that definition to include a person stripped down to their underwear, like what allegedly happened to Surrey students.
Technically speaking, there was no strip search conducted. This is an effort to incorporate what happened there into the definition of strip search, so it can't be done.
Should the bill pass, any search where a student ends up in their underwear would also be considered a misdemeanor. Democratic Representative Dave Considine is in his 5th term on the Assembly Committee on Education. He says the proposal makes sense to him.
They may be comfortable on a beach at with a two-piece swimsuit on, but they're not going to be comfortable standing there in their underwear. And I just think this is really appropriate that we clarify that.
Right now, the bill has 3 Democratic co-sponsors, and Considine expects more to sign on soon.
We need to keep kids safe. And that was my immediate reaction. Kind of surprised that we even needed to do it, to be honest. I think a lot of people are and were.
Action 2 News sent requests for comment to a handful of other Wisconsin lawmakers to see if they're for or against the bill. Some say they can't comment right now, while others haven't responded. The bill is being considered for a committee vote before making its way to the Assembly chambers. Emily Roberts, Action 2 News.